Hey, what's up? It's your girl, MsBehaven, and the name of the channel is MsBehaven is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. Today is Sunday, June 22nd, 2025. And baby, y'all know I'ma always keep it real. Kanye West was right when he said slavery was a choice. Slavery was a choice. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you have not subscribed, like or dislike the video. But I'm telling you, my people are lost. My people are lost. You know, last year, and it could have been a little longer than that, when Kanye West was on Twitter, on social media, and this is about the time when they were trying to steal his Yeezy apparel and shoes, his creativity, his property ideas from him. Unfortunately, with the help of a black man. Isn't that ironic? And Kanye was online and he was trying to let everyone know he was calling out people's names. But everyone said Kanye's crazy. Well, sometimes when you're not walking and asleep and you're not kissing anybody's butt, and you recognize and realize and see the truth and you want to call it to the masses attention, uh people unfortunately will label you as being crazy. Now let me say this. Kanye can defend himself, but at this point, honey, that new wife he got, Bianca Censori, she is nothing more than a handler, just like Kim Kardashian was a handler. Kanye West and messed up. Honey, he should have had him an indigenous black woman who could have kept him in line, bounced off some reality to him. But anyway, he made his choices. But that's neither here nor there. We should never leave any black person left alone to defend themselves. Now, when they mess up, we need to check them, but we don't need to check nobody in front of guests because they don't check their people in front of us. I'd be glad when you so-called indigenous black Americans go ahead and get your stuff in order and stop fantasizing, fetishizing, and worshiping unmelanated people. I'm gonna need y'all to do that. I'm gonna need y'all to do that. Now, Kanye West said slavery was a choice when he was on TMZ. The brother, that's the second time the brother then said something that shook the world. The first time was during Hurricane Katrina when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. Everybody was shocked, couldn't believe that he said it. Poor Kanye, his eyes was wide open, but baby, he was standing on business and he has always spoken the truth. A lot of you don't want to hear the truth because you rather idolize and worship your that almighty green dollar, that unmelanated skin, and your idea of what success looks like. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna talk about a few things because I'm gonna give my input on what I think when it comes to Puffy, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, and so many other uh black indigenous American celebrities that somehow reach billionaire status. Now all of a sudden, all the dirt they've been doing all these years ain't nobody ever held them accountable for, but now all of a sudden, somebody want to say something, and here y'all want to talk about lock them up and throw away the key and what somebody need to do to him, meaning Sean Combs. Yeah, Sean Combs ain't innocent. He deserves to go to jail, but everybody else too, Cassie included, because she's not a victim. See, this is a story about people willing to sell themselves, their souls, their body in order to be in the entertainment industry, in order to have some attachment or affiliation with fluency or affluency rather, or to have some fame and notoriety. People will do anything. I heard a content creator that I like that said, now we're going to skip from Puffy, but we're going to spin over here to Tyler Perry, talking about that white man, Derek, talking about, he wouldn't know what he would do because he loves YouTube, and he's aspiring to be successful and have his career, his platform blow up here on YouTube. So if somebody that had the ability to like end his YouTube career told him either sleep with them, now I'm paraphrasing this part right here, or they would take the YouTube channel from him. He said he would sleep to him so he can understand where they're coming from. Well, see, that person right there is a prime example of people willing to sell their soul just to have some amount, ounce of notoriety, fame, and some money. Baby, y'all better quit worshiping that money. Honey, that money gonna get y'all in all kind of trouble. All kind of trouble. Hold on, let me come, y'all, because I done got me a couple of comments. Uh, Let me see up over here. But baby, let me tell you, it wasn't our ancestors' choice to be enslaved. They were prisoners of war. However, as time went on, many chose to not fight for their freedom, and most felt it was better or safer to remain enslaved out of fear, years of mental and physical trauma upon their bodies, their minds, simulation, self hate, loss of identity, love for white acceptance, and lack of knowledge. Physically, our ancestors were released from slavery. Mentally, they remained enslaved. I am a proud descendant of enslaved indigenous Black Americans, and I know who I am. Who are you? Baby, the almighty dollar does not rule me. We are here for a purpose. Peace is a choice, power belongs to the people, and protection is owed to the elderly, disabled, children, and poor. So don't tell me how much money you have in the bank or how many houses you own, what kind of car you drive. Show me your character. Show me how you help the poor, the meek, the helpless, those without, those that are ill, those that don't know that are helpless and vulnerable. Tell me, show me, because I need you to show me. Because, see, folks will tell you anything. I need you to show me how you help these vulnerable populations without expecting anything in return or bragging it about it to others. Matter of fact, and not even trying to throw it up in somebody's face. Baby, take your mask off, take off those costumes, and reveal the true you. That's what y'all need to try to do. All of y'all fake. It's a whole bunch of fake people running around here on YouTube trying to act like they're authentic and real when baby y'all hella fake. Hella fake. And yeah, I said it. So I'm gonna try something new because I've always spoke my mind and I've done reviews on reality shows and I can see how reality television is just traumatic. It's traumatic television where people play on others' traumas, take advantage of people, hold it over their head. But people so desperate to be quote unquote famous that they will put up with anything. So yeah, I'm gonna be hopping around because I'm trying to touch a little bit of everything because I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. I think keep it real. I'm gonna find one of these days. I know I will definitely be going live again on Monday. I've had someone tell me to at least give you all 1 day a week consistently where I consistently at a set time go live. I know most of my people that listen to me on East Coast time, but baby, I'm in California now. Honey, you either get with the program or you get left behind. And it's not about the numbers to me. It doesn't matter if nobody's here listening. baby, somebody is going to hear the video. Baby, if it's meant for you to hear it, you gonna hear it. But baby, stand for something. Honey, 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 boom. So anyway, let's get to the young lady that people are talking about now, Britt Eady. Britt Eady is a young lady that is starring on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Britt Eady came on strong, and due to her making some ill-advised comments, it caused Kenya Moore to do something that resulted in her being fired from the show. Now, we have free will. We can all make our own decision what we want to do, how you're going to do it, but every action has a reaction and every decision has a consequence. So, King is no longer on the show. But if you watch the show, you had a brief moment where you got to meet Britt's mother. And if you listen to Britt herself, she shared some of her background, how she was a video girl when she was a teenager, how she was a, what does she call it, a cam girl. There was even videos floating around that she was hanging out with Stevie J and she was going to be on a penthouse. And for those of you that are too young and unaware, penthouse, I don't even know if that magazine is still in rotation, but that's a magazine where women would be nude, their bodies exposed. So this was supposed to be some sort of reality show on up and coming porn, uh, porn actress and actors. But anyway, people knew her background, and I believe people made her feel as if nobody would ever know or find out. And she volunteered to come on this show, and all of her information came out. So I'm not saying that she is innocent in that whole situation, but anybody going on reality television should know by now that they are going to dig into your background. In fact, it is my belief that they purposely find people that have some sort of scandal, they're mentally unstable, have some sort of drug or alcohol addiction, in which they can utilize to manipulate you and also to use that for entertainment. They might show you in a positive light in the beginning, but eventually they're going to tear your whole image down. For example, again, I'm talking about real life. I'll be talking about reality television, politicians, athletes, and social media influencers. Although I'm a small blogger, I would be considered a social media influencer as well because I'm sharing my opinion with you. And based on what I'm saying, some people may agree with what I'm saying and pass the information along, or they may disagree and they may be brave enough to leave me a comment to engage with me to let me know how their opinion differs from mine. But anyway, a reality show that I love watching is Love and Marriage Huntsville. And the star of that show was Melody Cherie Rogers. And this show first aired back in 2019. And the entire time that this show was airing, the primary focus was Melody Cherie Rogers and her ex-husband, Martell Holt. And Melody was the star of the show. She was always shown in a positive light. She was never shown in a negative light until this last season. Now, during this last season, she pretty much didn't say anything off color. She didn't get into an argument with anyone. She, for all intents purposes, she was careful about what she said and what she did. However, when it came time for the reunion, information came out about her that was disparaging and of a negative nature that was never covered on the show. So it appears as if they were on the road to tear this woman's image down. But luckily for her, she went ahead and quit the show. So earlier this year in 2025, Melody quit Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so the fans of the show were waiting to see what happens next. But I can definitely tell you uh, the show is markedly different from when it first aired, the first season. uh, Long gone are the hopes of seeing professional business people building up the community and showing positive images of uh, African American, that some would say families. I call them Black Indigenous families here in America, because all of us can trace our family line back at least 200 years here in America. None of us migrated here and none of us are immigrants. Okay, okay, so let's get that straight. But anyway, with that reality television, baby, it's a tricky, tricky deal. Now, let's head back over here to the Puffy situation. So, Puffy is a cautionary tale, but he's not the first to be made an example of. Black indigenous Americans, y'all need to get y'all stuff in order and stop trying to be monkey see, monkey do, and cough off whatever the white man does. Because you best believe it is not going to bode well for you. Hugh Hefner, one of the biggest slimy gutterest men in the world, took advantage of women, young girls, teenagers, would have parties over there at the Playboy Mansion. They had kids over there in the pool. But you notice they ain't tear down his legacy nor his image. And it's documented in proof of what a creep and a slimeball he was. Y'all want to get on Bill Cosby, but where did you think Bill Cosby learned it from? He was over there hanging with Hugh Hefner and all those white Hollywood elites. That's where he learned it from. But see, once black folks make a certain amount of money, at least that's what they say on paper, they're worth $1 billion. Baby, once they get to a certain level when it comes to money and they get to promoting for the upliftment or the betterment of black people, or they want to try to atone or do something good, baby, they take it down. They bring all your skeletons out the closet. That's why it's best to tell your own dirt, number one, but more importantly, it's best not to do anything that goes against God's law. Stop stealing, raping, murdering, killing. Then you ain't got to worry about nobody blackmailing you. Stop being so desperate. How many more rappers, entertainers, actresses, whatever you name it? We have heard the countless stories about people being taken advantage of with their record contract. But it's nothing new. This has been going on ever since Aretha Franklin and them were teenagers, and it was going on before them. They're doing all the work and creating all the music. They are the creators with the creativities, but they're not the ones benefiting off of it. It's the white man. Now, this is not a lie to hate all white people, because all white people aren't bad and they all ain't good, just like all black people ain't good, but we definitely ain't all bad. It's just God's people from ungodly people. God's people are people that are righteous, fair, honest, empathetic. Empathetic, goodness, gentle, looking out for one another, no matter what your race is, your color. They're going to help you from the heart, not looking for anything in return for what they can get out of you. They want to help you because they believe in one race, the human race. Those are what God's people are. That's what my tribe is. You help one another, uplift one another, regardless of what you look like or where you live. Ungodly people, on the other hand, they believe in confusion, chaos, destruction. They have a love for money. Boy, they love to brag about what they got, what they have. Baby, you can't take it with you when you die. So what's the use about bragging on it? Then you got black men and black women hating each other. At the end of the day, they are trying to erase us, black people, black indigenous Americans, indigenous to America. They are trying to erase you, to get rid of you. Black women are devaluing themselves, disrespecting themselves. Those are the only images. I'm not saying all black women do it, but there are enough. That's the image that's shown. So everyone can disrespect you and think that is how black women carry themselves. Why do you think they have all of these shows, these streaming platforms, creating these shows where black women are fighting, acting like animals, instead of resolving conflict with words? They rather show you both beating each other in the head and pulling off these wigs. When y'all gonna get tired of wearing them dead folks' wigs? When y'all gonna get tired of wearing that dead hair? That's what I want to know. But that's a whole nother story, and I'm getting sidetracked. Now they even got the more seasoned women acting a fool. Child, last Sunday on Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby, that must have been an initiation ceremony, honey. When I saw them goddamn horns and everybody gyrating, I turned that damn television off, baby. They ain't recruiting me. That I don't know what kind of mass introduction they were recruiting folks in. That shit was classless. That was tacky. How did Phaedra Parks go from being an attorney, uh, 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 a woman that bragged about having several degrees, several ways of having income, and now it's reduced to everybody shaking rumps, half dressed, acting hoish. Lord have mercy. Y'all wondering about the young women coming up behind us. You can't tell them nothing because y'all acting worse than them. Lord have mercy. Acting man hungry. Got that old little Jezebel spirit up on you. Baby, y'all acting like some dogs, some animals. Because you know animals, all they know how to do is survive. They hump and they eat. And honey, that's how they got y'all out here on television representing yourself. And if I see another black woman with a blonde wig and light color powder makeup on her face and her hands look the color of Donkey Kong, God dog it, I'm gonna throw something at my television and bust the screen. I'm so sick of you heifers. I'm so sick of y'all. I had a picture I saw. I was scrolling online. It's a picture. They said season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. It had Nene Leakes, Phaedra Parks, and it had Cynthia. Phaedra and Nene, they up there with their casket ready makeup on and them blonde wigs. I said, Lord have mercy. See, they ain't from my tribe. Because women from my tribe, baby, we are proud of what we look like. Let me tell you something. I heard somebody say, well, Matter of fact, it ain't somebody. I heard Kenya Moore. Y'all know I like me some Kenya Moore, but baby, Kenya that got caught up and lost in the sauce. Kenya used to always be speaking about Jehovah and being a righteous woman. Baby, Kenya then got caught up there in that Hollywood. Kenya got to talking about black don't crack, but you know, when she get old, if it does, she needs the number so she can go have plastic surgery. Now, baby, that's a little bit of a little vanity. What happened to aging gracefully, loving what you look like? You heifers done had y'all time being the hot girls, young, vibrant, and luscious and beautiful. Go ahead and age gracefully, baby. Be beautiful, bodacious, bold, and old. Embrace them gray hairs, baby. Then I heard somebody talking about they got a gut on them. They need to have liposuction to get it sucked out. For what? You trust these folks to put metal objects, metal instruments up in your body, jig all through you to suck out fat. You don't know what else they sucking out. You don't know how they messing with your anatomy. Child, these folks don't care about you during childbirth. What make you think they gonna care about you during surgery? You don't know what the hell they putting up in your body. Baby, let me tell y'all something. The real man, baby, he don't give a damn about that gut. All a gut is, a fupa is a good pussy protector. That's all it is. And honey, a real man, he gonna lift it up and he gonna get up under it. So I don't even know why y'all tripping. Men follow the lead of women. If we tell them they like it, baby, they gonna tell you they love it. If you acting self-conscious like you need to go have some surgery or you gotta wear these damn near half absent clothes to attract the man's attention, then eventually in his mind he's gonna think that's what women supposed to have on. Uh-uh. Baby, demand respect. Have these men treat you like a woman with class, elegance, and substance. Quit teaching these men to treat y'all like y'all some average streetwalkers, some hoes out up on the streets. Y'all quit doing that. And ain't nothing cool about having no babies out of wedlock. Now, yeah, I had some when I was younger, but see, when you know better, you do better. So listen to y'all auntie misbehaving, cause I'm finna drop some jewels to you young ladies. Baby, don't be having no babies out of wedlock. Don't do that, baby, because you're participating in sin. And the sins of the parents rolls onto the children. Baby, I realize it. Some of those sayings we've been hearing all our lives when we were little, you may not understood it then, but as time goes on, you understand what they mean. And baby, quit trying to fix these men that are broken. All you can do is focus on you. That's stressful. You ain't got a time to be loving and worried about you and worried about this man that had been through some traumatic stuff through his childhood that he hasn't worked out or gotten therapy for. Then you mess around and have a baby with this man. Now y'all got a child in the mix of all this trauma, and no, don't nobody know how to communicate respectfully with one another to resolve conflict. Just like ladies, I'm telling you, men, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. You ain't got time to be healing and building. No woman, and a woman ain't got time to be healing and building. No man. Y'all got to work on yourself and then come together. Stop having these kids out of wedlock. Ain't nothing cool about that. Stop having these abortions. Stop killing these babies. Baby, there is an active plan in place that's been in place for years. It's called the erasure of blackness. They are erasing us to replace us. You can be a fool if you want to. You're going to mess around and wake up and see ain't nobody black. It ain't going to be nothing but a sea of beige people. Beige. Beige people. Honey, y'all going to be wondering where the heavily melanated folks at with the 4C hair. But baby, I ain't going nowhere. And I know it's quite a few other people just like me. Now, y'all, we done been here 32 minutes and I ain't gonna keep you much longer, but I had to pop my collar and tell y'all that. But I will expound some more. uh, on these what's happening in the news and on reality television and comparing it to real life. Because everything you watching on television ain't real. You are being indoctrinated. You are being bamboozled. You are being fooled. Honey, now all of a sudden everybody has a lawsuit. I don't know. But y'all, with everything Britt Eady from Real Housewives of Atlanta been through, for somebody that young to have gone through so much. Her parents, she claimed she was raised by her parents in a loving home. Honey, her sister Cher gave hints that the mama was an alcoholic because when she came over to the house, she asked the mother, "Where's all the alcohol?" And her mother got mad and gave a look and said, "You ain't been, I got rid of it. Ain't no alcohol. You ain't been here." Any young girl that has been out in them streets as a teenager and hustling all her life, she did not come from a safe environment. She was not protected. And I'm going to say it just like that, and I don't care who mad. But y'all quit judging that young girl, especially us older women, because we went through something in our past. She didn't have the guidance. She didn't have the love. She's trying to figure herself out. You see the po baby lack emotional intelligence. She be ready to go ham 0 to 100 real quick. That's how I can tell when young women have been through something traumatic. They didn't have anybody there guiding them, protecting them, or teaching them because they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They only know how to solve conflict with violence and not with words. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure she'll send me an email. Somebody will let her see it because it seems like everybody hate her. And she do need to see Sue Bravo because if they used her to get at Kenya Moore, then yes, she need to sue them. But back to the Three Stooges, Cynthia, Phaedra, and Nene. They're hinting that all three of the women will be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 17. I tell you what, baby, them women, we'll just wait and see what happens. But I'll be reporting on it and give you my take. But until then, y'all stay safe out here in these YouTube streets. Y'all go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit the like button or hit the dislike button or leave a comment. Hell, send me an email. Need a nurse 2019 at gmail.com. Now, I know I got a lot of email messages I got to go through, but I'm going to check them. But have a nice night. Be safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good night.